Welcome to another episode of Game Boy Roulette, where we take a look at randomly chosen games from the Game Boy library. Captain America and the Avengers. Ooh, timely, kinda. You know, a few weeks ago, I finally got around to getting a Disney Plus subscription, and have been checking out some of the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies I missed out on. So yeah, let's go ahead and call this timely. Despite the MCU being the absolute juggernaut that it is, its track record for video games is far more hit and miss. For every Spider-Man or Guardians of the Galaxy, you have a Marvel's Avengers, a game that ended up falling completely flat, or Iron Man, an absolute train wreck of a game. And honestly, the less said about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, the game that killed the legacy of one of the best fighting game franchises of all time, the better. Although we should pay our respects to the single most hilariously awful collector's item ever. As far as this game goes, Captain America and the Avengers was a classic arcade beat-em-up made by Data East, featuring the legendary superhero group. Letting you play as Cap, Hawkeye, Vision, or Iron Man, you could also summon a variety of other superheroes and battle your way through a who's who of villains. It was bright, it was cartoonish, it had comic book sound effects, it was everything you want out of a beat-em-up. And while it didn't quite reach the heights of popularity as the legendary X-Men arcade beat-em-up did, it was still popular enough to get a few ports, including one to the Game Boy, made by Real-Time Associates. Now, how do you get a game like this onto a console like this? Well, I suppose that's what we're here to find out. The box art is, intense. Captain looks pissed and he has like 47 abs. Also, I kinda love how all the other characters are just covered up by his name. You know who the draw is here. How can a classic beat-em-up transfer to the small screen? Avengers Assemble for Captain America and the Avengers. Yeah, I had a feeling there'd be a giant copyright screen for this game. Captain America and the Avengers. Oh, God, Red Skull, what happened to you? Music's kind of cool, but Red Skull just looks like extra weird. Also, I'm not understanding the physics of Hawkeye's bow and arrow down there. Let's do this. Yeah, let's start. Of course, the selector is Captain America. Captain America is the star. So obviously, we're gonna pick Hawkeye, who's cool. Red Skull seeks to conquer the world with a team of supervillains. Yeah, that's pretty standard from him. Might bring them under his Would he need to? I don't think he needs to. Controls their actions. Try to crush his evil scheme. Scene 1, the Avengers. Let's do this. I'm pumped. Oh no, I take it back. Punch, uh-oh. Punch. Okay. How do I, okay, so how do I fire? I can fire in mid-air. I think the 60... What? Oh. I have to be inside of him. Okay, so that's my health down there. Oh dear. I'm having a sense that this is really bad. Oh, it's slow. Punch. Fire. Okay. Hang on just one sec. I need to look up what the moves are in this game. God, I hope there are moves. So it says I'm supposed to have a couple moves, but none of them seem to be working. I appear to only be able to shoot my... Whoa, what was that? Oh, double tapping gives me a dive kick. Oh, Hawkeye's dead because he didn't know how to use his bow on the ground. Iron Man, are you any better? Iron Man's the exact same. Okay, if I hold down, that's how I do it. Oh no, but the enemies take so many hits. Oh, this is really bad, oh no. I mean, I'll give it this, the graphics are kind of nice, although Iron Man does kind of look just like a generic football player. This is before Tony Stark could really figure out the costume. Oh, okay, I can do that. By the way, there's no moving up or down. Oh, the level's over, okay. There's not even a boss, huh. Strange enough, movement controls are just fine, actually. It's the combat that's the problem. Too bad this is a beat-em-up. I want to play until we either get to a boss or I can switch to Captain. Because honestly, of all these characters, the one I know the least about is Vision. Like, I think he's a robot? Powered by an Infinity Stone? Like I said, I haven't seen all the MCU movies, or read the comics, or looked at the, I don't know, Viewmasters. Oh, Iron Man got shot in the face and died. Will Captain America play any different? Nope, he plays the same. I can at least throw stuff properly now. Like, use my projectiles, but... like, there's no way to stop yourself from getting damaged, I don't think. Ow. Yeah, you can't. Oh, it's... him. If you put a gun to my head, I couldn't tell you who this was. Okay. Whoever they are, I just killed. I sure hope that was a bad guy. Okay, we're here now. And Captain America steps into the park and is instantly murdered. There, that's my name. Oh, don't make me start. Oh, God. Oh, this is really bad. Fine, I'll give Vision a try. Yes, I know. There's, like, no continue. 3 lives for a beat-em. I mean, I guess that's fair for a beat-em-up, but usually the beat-em-ups are a little more fun than this. I'm shooting my armpit lasers. Of course. Like, in the original arcade, they had similar moves, but they all played a little bit differently. This one is just purely cosmetic. By the way, look at that strut. See, this is what I was talking about when I said old, like, Marvel games were very hit and miss. Some of them were pretty good, but some of them were just awful. I mean, I guess that's par for the course for any licensed franchise, but especially Marvel, since, again, this was long before the cinematic universe kind of turned Marvel into the phenomenon it is now. It was just, you know, comic books and some really, really hilariously bad TV shows. Alright, now that I know how to play, let's go back to my boy Hawkeye. So it is at least nice that they, if you lose a life, it sets you back where you were. But also, I mean, just 3 lives, no continues. Yeah, no good, no good. It's tough to have a really quality beat-em-up on the Game Boy. And this one, I mean, exactly shows off what most of them were like. Technically playable. See? Yeah, the best way to put it is you could play this, but why would you want to? When there's so many other games you could play that are more fun, and better controlling, and better looking. Yeah, sorry, Avengers. You guys kinda struck out on this one. I'd make some sort of clever Marvel joke here, but I'm not as into Marvel as most people, so... let's just stare at Hawkeye's face. Hey, look on the bright side, Marvel. You still got the Avengers movies to fall back on. Taking any beat-em-up and moving it onto the Game Boy is gonna be a tall task for a few reasons. You need to have at least some depth and complexity to gameplay, as well as the ability to have a lot of things happening at once on screen, which are all things that the Game Boy could struggle with due to hardware limitations. And boy oh boy could this game not handle any of that. First off, they had to cut an entire dimension out of it, bringing the game down to a pure side-scroller and removing one of the most important gameplay aspects of the original game. And all 4 characters played exactly the same, giving you no real variety in how you played, another thing that set the original game apart. But the biggest problem with the gameplay, it simply was no good. You either had to get directly in the face of an enemy to punch them to do damage, which left you open to getting hit yourself, or you backed up and used everyone's designated projectile, which did less damage and still didn't guarantee you would avoid getting hit. With only 3 lives and no continues, it had high difficulty for a beat-em-up without compensating for it with fun, satisfying gameplay. The graphics were alright and the music was pretty good, but those don't do much to make up for the rest of the game being so lackluster. Sadly, this will end up being another underwhelming licensed game and an underwhelming port to add to the pile already on the Game Boy. All the superheroes in the world couldn't save Captain America and the Avengers from being a partially unplayable and fully unfun mess of a game. On the plus side, at least there aren't like 50 different types of currency in it. And that's all for another episode of Game Boy Roulette. Make sure to like the video, comment, and subscribe to follow the series as we continue to dig through the Game Boy vault. I'm BrianJ, and I'll see you next time.